Have you seen Adolescence
Mm-mm. I haven't
on
seen it.
Netflix?
No.
Hey, wait, it's almost like you're in a different world. You're not on TikTok, are you?
Everyone is talking about it. I know about the movie. When I came to you guys' place was it last weekend with Praise? Yeah, you
Yes,
guys just started
yes,
watching it, right?
yes.
Yeah, I remember. And um, yeah, and then I think I went online and I read about the whole thing. It has to do with bullying, and then the guy killed someone or something, right?
Yeah.
So,
No, watch it, watch it. Forget the stories and whatnot. You need to watch it. It's one of those rare TV shows that whoever created it because they have a passion for art, not because they're trying to make money or they're trying to be whatever. There is just it's really, really good TV.
I think,
And
yeah,
yeah,
continue.
and the plot is very simple, right? The storyline is standard, like what you just said.
Mm,
Simple storyline. The suspense pretty much ends in the first 20 or 30 minutes of the
mm.
show. But then what keeps you captivated is the cinematography and how they immerse
The
you in the show.
tension.
It's not really tension. I don't know what emotion to call it. It's just unique perspective. And then they did something that was fantastic with the cameras where every episode was in a single shot. So there's no cut and drop. So because it's a single shot, you are forced to pay attention. Like you don't want to miss
Oh,
anything. Like
yeah, I see.
it was very, very well executed. Like very, very well executed.
But what I don't understand is like this trend of I don't know if it's like would I say conspiracy, but it's just weird that the person that committed the crime is a black guy.
No, you haven't watched it then.
No, it's a true life story, right?
No, it's not true life. It's just
Like, apparently,
everybody
yeah.
wants to tie it to like a true life. There's always true life models that it can be loosely based on, but this is
Mm.
just fiction that feels very, very real.
Ah,
Yes. It's not a
okay.
documentary. There's no portrayal of any real life character. And
Ah, okay.
then it, it's a limited series, 4 episodes. So I recommend not watching it at once because I know we
Four
have this
episodes.
behavior. 4 episodes. We have this tendency
One
to want
weekend
to binge
is
watch.
Saturday is gone now.
No, 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 no. Watch it one per day. Don't rush it. Don't binge watch it. I highly
Oh.
recommend that you watch one episode, digest it, watch the next one, digest it.
So tell me why should I watch it? What's the one thing that should make me want to watch
The
it?
one thing is it talks about masculinity and it's not talking about it from a pretentious point of view. It's a man telling you how masculinity means so many different things to so many different people. And
Mm,
the beautiful thing is the story starts from this young boy's perspective, where you're like, I don't want to throw out any spoilers, but basically, there's suspicion that this boy has committed a crime.
mm.
And then you are now like, why would a 13-year-old commit this crime? Could it be the environment that he's in? It brings us back to that universal tension of nature versus nurture. So you're now like, is it his environment? Is it his parents? Or is this person just a bad human being? So
But
highly,
this
highly
posted
recommend.
something on her Instagram about the movie.
Oh,
Said gifts. She said for someone who was bullied, she can relate to the story. Blah 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 blah. I
she
was
was
like,
bullied.
that's what she posted now.
Yes.
So
That
it's not hidden information.
and that's and why I don't want to talk about it yet because I want you to watch it. There are many things that I want to throw at you, but because you've not watched it, if I throw it at you, it won't hold the same value when you eventually watch it.
Throw
So
throw it.
no, 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 no,
Please.
no, no. Guy, me and Uti spoke about this thing for 1 hour plus. It's
Jesus.
deep as fuck. No, no, no. Deep is different. It's powerful as fuck.
It's almost like this thing connects to everybody that watches it.
Yes.
Something,
Anybody that you
there's
can
some
relate
part of
to
you
it.
they're talking about.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wow. Okay. I'll start today then. maybe yeah, I'll watch something tonight and then tomorrow I'll watch another one
Yeah, watch
if
the
I have
first
the time.
episode.
But me, I
And
know
then
myself. I'll finish it before tomorrow morning.
no, that's the thing. Like you need to hold back, be disciplined. Just watch one episode or maybe two, and then watch three and four. Split it.
Ah,
You kind
okay.
of want to digest the first few,
Mm,
talk to people at work about it, and then go and watch the next ones.
that's true. Who do I know at work that's probably going to watch this? Okay, next one.
Any grown adults would have watched this thing, or is on their radar to
Adolescence.
watch.
Trending
Yeah.
everywhere. Everyone is talking about it. Like literally, it's all over Twitter. Adolescence and Snow White. So Adolescence is
Snow.
like this big TV show that Netflix made, right? Then Snow White is like Disney's flop of the year.
Ah, I haven't seen Snow White, but Uti
You
was
know?
like, it was a disaster.
Yeah, I've
It
not
was a
seen the movie yet.
disaster. I don't even watch all those.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's like, what new thing are you going to tell me? Like, I already know the story.
yeah.
What kind of extra flavor do you want to
So
add?
I think you know how um have you seen this is it Hawk Girl or something? So in Hawk Girl, there's the part where someone is explaining something to her and she says, "Don't mansplain" or something.
Mm.
Uh-huh. So the way they start to politicize movies, start to make it about gender or race, they start bringing all these things into it. It spoils the movie because then the true fans don't care about those things, right? We just want to watch Snow White, who we know is white, and it's Snow White. And then you go and pick a mixed race person to play Snow White,
Oh,
and then
is
yeah,
that what they
exactly,
did?
right? That's what they
Oh,
did. Yeah.
I like that though.
No, I don't like it. Why would you
No,
like it?
I get what
It's
you're saying,
it's
but you
like coming
see,
to America. Imagine if a white man played the king.
no.
But it's the
Coming to
same
America is a very,
thing.
very different story.
Snow Adams
Snow,
is called Snow White for God's sake.
Snow White is
Like, come on.
fiction. It's fiction, right? Anybody can play a fictional character.
But then they did it with what's the other movie? The Little Mermaid, right?
Yes,
And then
Little
it just
Mermaid.
looked weird. Like it's unnecessary. That's what I'm saying. Like you're spoiling the movie for everyone.
I had the same sentiments. I thought this exact thing that you're saying.
Yeah.
And guess what? I was
What?
talking to my nephew, right? I was
Mm-hmm.
talking to him and I was like, what superhero are you? And he was like, Black Panther. And then I told him, me, I'm Thor. I'm stronger than you. Blah, 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 blah. He was like, you can't be Thor. And I asked him why. He said, because you are black and Thor is white. So,
Simple.
no, but that's the thing. These kids see it as a limitation. So once you now start to, from a young age, they start to see that their skin color is a limitation. So the only black character that he has seen on TV or black superhero is Black Panther.
Mm,
So he only has approval or permission to be Black Panther. He can't be
mm,
Spider-Man. He
mm,
can't be Thor. He
mm,
can't be Iron Man.
mm.
So that's why I feel like they need to see more diversity in
So
these
I have
roles.
I have a question
Yeah.
now. Is it your cousin here or your cousin in Nigeria? Because I kind
Yeah.
of suspect it's the one here.
Yes.
So the ones here, just forget about them, right? Forget this. Forget. You cannot save those ones. Forget. They already have their limitation. With or without Black Panther or anything, it's just how it's going to be for those ones. And that's why we that grew up in Nigeria, we don't see that limitation. And I don't want to watch Thor tomorrow and see that they've used Emeka to act Thor. I don't want that. I want to see the person or somebody that looks like him. The same way, I don't want to see Black Panther. I don't want them to take a white dude to ever make Black Panther. It's exactly right. Black Panther. Like, and then it's made in this. Yeah, like, think about it. They had to create a setting for to give you a black superhero, right?
Okay.
They had to make it make sense to you. And it's not just superhero movies now. Assassin's Creed video game also. It's the biggest blunder again, right?
Really?
They pumped in billions of dollars into the game, then they make a black assassin again. unnecessary. Does not make sense. And now the game has flopped. Because all the gamers are like, we don't like all these things you guys
No,
are
no,
doing.
no, but you see, that's where people get it wrong, right? You focus too much on identity and then you put out a shit product. If the movie is good, if the game is good, people don't care whether he's green, blue, or black. So long as you put out a good product, people who couldn't be bothered about the identity of
True,
whoever you put there.
true. Because most people complain about gameplay and
Yes,
then just use a black dude also as an excuse.
it's an
So yeah.
excuse for a shit. The product was shit. Meanwhile, I know that sometimes we could start with small talk and then we'll forget what we want to talk about. So,
Polygamy
do you,
talk.
eh?
Why what? Continue.
Do you have, because I said you should prepare something and I'll prepare something. Do you want to go first and then we'll go on to mine? So, what I want to talk about is money,
Yeah,
but
go
we can
first.
come back to it. No, I
No,
want
let's
you
go
to
with
go
money.
first. We won't finish with
Me,
money.
I wanted to talk about the safety. We said we talk about this week with one day and everybody, but
No, but that's pushed 2 weeks down the road.
so you go first and then we'll go to mine.
All right. So for me, anytime I come on Daper, I always like to use it as a platform to stress test, stress test thoughts that I'm having, ideas that I'm having, and my philosophies, and see if it actually makes sense. So this
Mm,
one is thrown out to the community, the two people that are watching. You're welcome to chime in. You're welcome to join. And I know that when you talk about money, everybody has their own belief or their own perception about money. If you just want to pin the topic, philosophy of money,
mm,
and then you think about, so we always think about two extremes, rich and poor, when it comes to money, right? Let me even bring out my notes. Now, I know that there were a lot of superstitions when we were growing up regarding money. And then there was myths like money is the root of all evil.
mm.
Me, I want to start with you because I know that you have some thoughts here. Why do you think the rich are getting richer and then the poor are getting poorer?
Okay. Wow. So I wanted to talk about something that has to do with mindset, the kind of energy emitting to the world and all that kind of stuff. Something around that side, but then I don't know how to go about those topics on Dapper because it's like there's a very big disconnect with the audience. Anyways,
Mhm.
but now that you've mentioned money, what was the question? Why do I think?
The rich are getting richer while the poor are getting poorer.
I think it's their perspective of how they see money. So a rich person has been taught that money, that like they teach them how to make, they see money as something they can always make. They don't fear money, they don't hate money. I've heard people say money is the root of evil so many times, and one thing all of them have in common is that they're all poor. So if your mind about if how you feel about something is negative, and you're saying, like, for example, money is the root of all evil, how do you think, if you think something is evil, how is God going to give you that, let that thing come close to you? Or how do you think your actions as a person, because if you're saying something is evil, let's use placebo as an example, right? Placebo means there's nothing inside, it just works based off of how you feel about something. So if you feel a certain way about money and it's all negative thoughts towards money, don't you think that your brain will somehow try to prove you right by or protect you from that thing? You know how they say we create the world we live in. So
Yeah.
you're imagining your world and you're creating it. So if in that world you're creating money is evil, then money would actually not come close to you. You oh, your mom's trying to train. You'd always struggle with money. Think of people that say all men are the same or all men are a certain way. it's same thing, right? They attract all those things that they are complaining about.
Mrs. Iyere.
Good evening, Daper
David Mama.
boys. How are
Wait, are you
you?
guys in the same house?
That surprised me
Okay,
too.
she's upstairs, you're downstairs.
Yes, thank you. I'm
Oh
upstairs.
boy.
Yeah.
We're talking about money, oh.
Yes, so
He's asking me why the rich stay rich, why the poor stay poor.
okay,
I said it boils down to your perspective about something. If
definitely.
money is root of evil for you, then it's always going to be like
Evil
that.
to be
And
running
if
away.
yeah, and I think Adams, just to finalize, I think the second part is that if you see, if you're very anxious to get something, you'll find it more difficult to get that thing. Rich people are in a very, when it comes to money, I kind of feel like they're in a more relaxed state
True.
compared to poor people. Like poor people are already chasing so much that, yeah, I just feel like the energy is very different between rich and poor people when it comes to money. And it goes down to how they see money and then how you see it. If you see it as something difficult to make, you'd always struggle to make it. So anyways, I'll stop there for now.
I agree with you. And Mama, thank you for joining.
Thank you.
I think you are even the perfect person to have this conversation with, because growing up, right, you were comfortable discussing money with us.
Yeah,
So you are not like a business owner per se to teach us on taxes and all of those
yeah,
things. However, you were comfortable enough to share your salary with us so
yeah,
we could understand our condition.
yeah,
Now, I didn't know that that wasn't normal. It's as I grew up, I realized that a lot of families didn't have those money conversations.
yeah.
So I know that you didn't even have it with your own people. So what was the insight you had, and what made you want to share that information with us, your kids?
Yeah. Thank you very, very much for having me on. The truth of the matter is that when you read a lot of literature concerning money, you'll be open. I mean, you'll be open more to accepting some of those rules and the rest. And growing up, I know money was an issue for every family in Nigeria. And then I discovered that it is good to put all the cards on the table. So the adage says, you put your cards on the table, the family is aware of what is coming in and then how you spend it. So that people don't pressurize you into doing what you don't want to do. So knowing fully well that this is what you are earning, everybody is aware of what is coming in, and then you strategize on how to use your money, how to manipulate your money. If you don't plan for money, definitely you will not be rich. You will not have enough. You will be lacking all the time. So you have to plan. If you say because you are working, you are getting this salary, because of that you spend everything today, tomorrow will be very difficult for you to, to follow, to be able to manage your money. So what I did, what informed me was that one, as a woman, you really have to plan your money, because one, you have kids coming, you have your career, you have other things, you have other ideas in life that you want to pursue. So if you don't want to go borrowing, because truly I took loans, okay, to help as well, knowing fully well that your salary will not be enough. But if you know how to plan around your salary, definitely your money will grow. But if not, you just you collect, you spend, you collect, you spend, you will never grow. So you plan your money, you tell your family this is what you are and this is what we want to do. So even if you want to buy something of 10,000 naira, you need to plan. You don't just go, I close eyes and then you just budget it and and that is how it is. So it's good for you to plan. You strategize how you spend your money, and then you have to have a future in mind that yes, I must eat and remain for tomorrow. So that is why I was able to come about saving money and using money.
So that was very helpful for us. I
Yeah.
honestly, I didn't even know we were broke until much later in life, because we didn't lack for anything.
Yes.
Like I remember we had a desktop computer, which
Yes.
was rare. It was
Yes.
only rich families that had computers in their house.
Yes.
And it was later we realized that that took you maybe 5 or 6 years to pay off. It was a loan.
Yes.
Anyways, I don't know the details of it.
Yes.
But you ensured that your family had important things, right?
Yes.
that's the equivalent of giving your child a trust fund today's age, giving us
Yes.
computer and exposing us to the world, which was
Yes.
how we knew that Zaria was too small for us, wanted to grow, wanted to expand, spread our
Definitely.
tentacles.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I've been thinking more about money and how we can put down philosophies or understand it better so that we teach our children what we did not know and what we missed out on.
Yeah.
But then you find out that money is such a taboo topic.
Yeah.
Like, even in Australia, people don't want to talk about money. They're not comfortable sharing salary information.
Yeah.
You see somebody who say, "Oh, I've changed jobs," and then you be like, "Oh, why did you change?" They're like, "Oh, the commutes, hybrid working system, this, that."
Yeah.
They don't talk
Why?
about money. Nobody's saying it's because the salary is
Yeah.
more, but you know that that's the main reason. So why are we lying to ourselves?
Exactly.
So what I'm asking now is, who sets this precedent that you can't talk about money?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't favor us. I feel like not talking about money, not talking about salaries, it favors the organization. So maybe somehow they found a way. This is my own analysis. They found a way to to socially manipulate people in a way that they are not sharing information.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, what do you think?
I, yeah. Honestly, I still think it's still a think of the people that don't talk about money or you know nothing about their money. All of them are either average or poor people. You know Jeff Bezos' net worth, right? Like think about
True.
it. You know Elon Musk's net worth. You know, like your company. You know how much your CEO made last year. Do you get it? So the
Yeah.
people making the actual money are not even hiding it. And
Oh.
and if you there was something there was a day me and you talked on the phone and you said we said something about if you are planning to do something and keep it to yourself. Do you remember what we talked about something like that?
Yes.
I would say keep it to
Yes.
yourself
Yes.
until it's happened, then you can tell people. And then you were like, oh no, actually say it out. You never know, right? And then your own perspective was that no, you always tell people what you're doing and see what happens. And it has never affected the outcome. And we talked back and forth. I did not agree with that approach because again, I've seen situations where people, were talking about everything else and it did not happen. And then I said to them, maybe you should just keep quiet, do this thing, don't tell anyone and see what happens. And guess what? What they were looking for, they got it. So that's my own mindset, right? That I imposed on somebody else. And now I've held on to that as, oh, I believe it. But in reality, if you say you wouldn't tell somebody about something, it just means that you believe that if that person has a negative thought towards that thing, it's bigger than your own belief that you
Yes.
get that thing.
No, I think
So
it's
actually,
the mindset is
yeah,
just where we are coming from.
yeah,
I think it's where we are coming. The environment
mm,
has instilled that in us that if you talk, people will say, oh, even if you are engaged in another discussion, they will tell you, is it because you have money?
yeah,
Or is it because you are doing this? I think that's what is informed people not to spread their tentacles, not to spread their news, or not to share
yeah.
their opinion until it has happened. I think that's the main reason. Because for me, I have things to do. I want to do so and so and so. By the time you share with a friend, out of happiness, out of sheer happiness, you want to share with somebody, this is this, just to hear maybe they will advise you or something, they will take it in another way
Yeah.
and say, well, you are blessed. Even me, I'm trying to do so and so. So that enviousness, I think that is what informs most Black people not to share those information.
Which is good. But
Yeah.
then I noticed that the money thing now, like Adams just mentioned, somebody changed
Yes.
their job in Australia. Nobody's
Yeah.
going to kidnap your parents. Nobody, like nobody's actually jealous of you, right? But
Uh-huh.
we actually don't talk about it. So
Okay.
let's assume Nigeria's parties, oh, they could kidnap your parents, they'll be jealous of you, they'll come and kill you, they'll
Yeah.
ask you for money.
Yeah.
Australia, nobody's asking you for money.
Yes.
Like nobody wants anything from
People
you.
came with that mindset. That's what I'm trying to say. They came in with that mindset. Unless if they're able to migrate into the society here, I'm sure there will be more. They will be open.
But the people
Not as yet.
here are the same. They're doing the same thing. So, like, I don't know any of my colleagues that's comfortable talking about how much they make. It's so bad to the point that I can't even ask someone sometimes, like, how much did you get your car?
Okay.
But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I realized that it was because me, I always ask, like, if you buy something, right, and I like I see something I
Yes.
like, I'm not
Yes.
trying to measure myself against you. I just want
Yeah.
to know what the financial cost is. So when I decide to go down that route, I will not be cheated. I'm like, my friend bought the same car for 50K. Why are you selling it to me for 52?
Yeah.
That's information.
Yes.
It's not about comparison or anything.
Yeah.
But then you now ask people and then they look like, why are you asking me how much I
Ex-
bought my house? Why are you asking me how much I got my car? It's
Exactly.
like, oh, and then I had to readjust and be like, because I can have that conversation with my boys,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean it's a conversation that people are having outside of their own close circles. I don't even think they're having it in their small circles.
they're not
Okay.
having it anyway.
They are not. They are
Not
not.
even with their
For me,
parents.
I'm happy to share so that people will know that this is your capability. This is what you can do. And because of that, I'm still saying this, and that's why I'm proud of my kids. They didn't come back to me and say, we want something that is beyond my power. You know, we know our limits. We want
True.
this, we want that, this is what we want to do. I will tell them, see, I have to so and so in account. I'm doing this contribution. We are going to do this next and all that. So that people don't come to me. Because even the ones I send money to in the village, I will tell them, this person is asking for something. Even when I loan money to somebody, because nobody knows tomorrow. So there's no point hiding it. Okay? Even my card, my ATM card, you remember that time, I'll just give it to one of them, go to the account, this thing. Don't share your PIN number with your children. I say, for what? Share it, let them know. Because I know they won't, when they know this is what the money is meant for, they won't go chilling, they won't go stealing, they won't deceive you, you know, they won't manipulate you to do some other things and all that, you know. So that was the grace anyway, because I was always sharing. So this is what we are doing, this is what we have. This person is moving, this one we can, then I will tell them, if we can pay to school fees, why don't we do this contribution and then we'll get what we want. That
Okay.
is it. I used
I,
to
I,
share with people.
I want to shift gears a bit, right?
Okay.
And I think when you're talking about money, the next thing is love.
Yeah.
Love and money go hand in hand. They're very, very important
Definitely. In
uh,
relationship.
components of life.
Yeah.
And then, so, and we want to hear from you because, you're our elder,
Yes.
you've seen more life than we have.
Yes.
So, if we can take from your perspective, add to our own, we'll be able to
Yeah.
create something tangible for the ones that are coming.
Okay. I hope
What
it.
would be your advice for people who are looking to get into a relationship or love in regards to money? Should they, like a young girl now comes to you, 21, and
Okay.
she's dating,
Yeah.
what would you tell her about money? What kind of conversation should she be having with her partner about money?
Well, first and foremost, I used to tell them, especially if the person is working, the lady is working, but even if she's not working, she should not look at money as the yardstick for marriage. Because there's prospect. When you have a guy, you know what this guy can do. He's educated, he's enlightened, into the society and all that. One, he's not lazy. So look beyond that, and then in your mindset, for me, is that the two of you are coming to build together. Not just you coming to rely on the man to feed you, to do everything for you in life. You have to have your life. The guy has his life. Now, that's why I say you put the cards on the table. So this lady coming in as a single girl, she'll know that, yes, she has plans. She has, her future. She must have her own plans. Not coming to leave the man's plans, or the man should leave his plans for her and all that. Your plans are now for future, together, building a future. And that's my yardstick. I have up and down in marriages and the rest. I have problems here and there, but I was able to overcome because I know that, yes, beyond this, that you have plans. Work towards that plans. That is why your money, you have to know how to, when you get your salary, put it into 3 parts. One part goes into saving, the other part into whatever you want to buy, then the other part for yourself or whatever you want to do, for gift or whatever. That's how I've been living my life. And that's why I don't have any issue with anybody concerning money. So as a single girl coming into marriage or having a partner, you should discuss. I'm having this, you are having this. Fine. If any extra is coming your way, that's your own. But this money, these are our plans: housing, education, transportation. Is it you call it groceries or whatever? Okay, your wares and the rest. So you now know we call it fooding, house and the rest. So you now know which part, how much percentage is going to, so that you don't have any clash, you don't have any problem. It's only when you are trying to hide things, who is your partner now, who is your life partner, that you'll be having problems. That's the truth.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, I know
Hmm?
this is your favorite
It's
topic.
not a
Love. Do you
Yes,
think
so
do you
love
think
and money.
do you think people should date within their tax bracket?
within the tax bracket. Uh, no. What does dating within your tax bracket mean?
So dating people that you're on the same financial level with, as a man, right? Should you
Mm.
should money play a role in the partner that you choose? Is what I'm asking.
Oh,
And what
okay.
role should it play?
Uh, I think money plays the biggest role in
Mhm,
how how you settle as a man. Not so for
mhm,
not so much for the woman, because if if she's if she's timid and she's willing to stay with a guy that doesn't have anything, then obviously she'll stay with the guy, right? But I think with the way men are programmed and wired, I kind of feel like men want to be like, they want to lead, right? In the relationship. That's one. Two, they said respect is love to a man. If you love a man, you respect him. That's how you show that you love him. So when you look at it, you now ask yourself, how does a man get that kind of respect from a woman? Women, on the other hand, want to be taken care of, right? They get pregnant, they become vulnerable, they don't have jobs and all those things. So instinctively, picking a partner, I think they're biologically wired to want to be with someone that has resources to take care of them. So let's not use money. Let's say a resourceful man, because if you lose money, you can make money if you're resourceful, right? So if she knows that you're that kind of person that is resourceful and then you can make money, she would stay with you and she will respect you. Now, if you don't, so it's like going shopping, right? If you go to the shop, you buy what you can afford.
mhm.
So most men are married to the women they could afford at the time when they wanted to get married, right? And it might sound like, oh, I don't know, it might sound like, it doesn't mean the men picked the wrong woman, because you see stuff like, oh, Jeff Bezos is leaving his wife for a younger woman. It doesn't mean that he actually picked the wrong woman, right? It just means that Jeff Bezos wants something different, or maybe he's a different guy now.
His
Money
taste
has
has
changed.
changed.
Exactly. But
Oh,
he picked the right woman. Do you get my point? He picked the right woman, right? Because he's cutting his coat according to his size. And at that time, that was his size. So I think money plays a very, very big role, because, again, if you're living with a woman and she knows that all her. So there's different levels, right? There's the 50-50 marriage. In a 50-50 marriage, there's a behavior a man would have. In a 10% marriage where the woman is bringing in 10%, is bringing in 90%. There's a behavior he would have that is acceptable.
and if the woman is bringing 90% and the man 10%.
There's acceptable behavior from the woman also that the man will have to accept. There is, right? It goes both ways.
Let me
And if
pick
you
a
use
call
this,
with my daughter.
if you use a simple example like when men are saying they want to pick a wife, at least I know majority of the men they don't say, "Oh, I need a woman with PhD or a woman that has $1 million." I don't think most men look at those things, right? You just want a woman that makes them happy, is okay with them, respects them, understands them, wants to have a family. Like, just they want, like, just those basic things. The regular stuff is what they want. If they get that, they'll settle. A woman is not looking for a regular guy. She wants somebody that can take care of her. and it's not a bad thing. It is the right thing. In fact, if as a woman you don't want somebody who can take care of you, it means your standards are very low and you most likely suffer. So the role that money plays as a man and the money plays for a woman is that the man would use the money to attract the kind of woman he wants. And then the woman also, based off of her looks and her character, would determine the kind of guy she would end up with. So that's where her value is. It's in her looks and her character, and then how she, carries herself. That would determine her value. The man's value is just in what he can provide. How resourceful is the guy? So I'm not going to talk more than this. I don't know if I've made sense or not. But before I start saying some stupid shit.
No, like you see, that's where you find sense, right? In the nonsense. That's where I want us to thread into uncharted waters. Let's go and discover things. Because the truth is, we've had this conversation where because everybody's afraid to say the wrong thing, nobody's really saying what they think, what they believe. So if you say something that we feel is not right, we go challenge you on the idea, and that friction is where diamond is found, is where good ideologies come about, where there's friction.
Okay, so a good example is money and relationships, right? No man wants to be told what to do. No man. That's the truth. Nobody wants to be told what to do. However, men feel they can tell women what to do. Am I wrong? Okay, we agree on that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For a man to be able to tell basically they are looking for submissive providers. I don't know what that means.
No, a woman that has money but is submissive.
Okay.
Give me a call. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Mama.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah, so it's almost again.
Yeah, I did hear you.
What was I saying? So yeah, so men don't like being told what to do. So if let's hypothetically speaking, just good simple example. Let's say you're dating Rihanna, right? Rihanna is way ahead of you. She's okay, tax bracket. It's a good example. She's not in your tax bracket. Because she's not in your tax bracket, what makes you think you can tell Rihanna, she says she's going to the club and you say, oh, sit down there, don't go anywhere. I'm not saying obviously you say it like that, but you
Yeah.
tell her, no, don't go. You can't even say, please don't go. You get up and follow her to that club. And if she says, don't follow me, you will sit down back at home. So, and as a man, that would make you feel bad.
So with that analogy, right?
Yeah.
Who provides more money in the household has more of a say in how things
Yes.
are run. Correct?
Yes. But
Okay.
there's more to it because over time, the woman who is providing and doing all those things and making all those decisions, remember, instinctive, biologically, she still wants that. She doesn't want to do those things, right? So she's with you because most of the time they don't have a choice. If she had the opportunity to date a man who would provide and is way above her, she will listen to him. She will not fight him. She'll be more submissive to that person. So so when it comes to money, I think it's almost as good as saying whoever you end up with is what you can afford. There's I don't know any other way to I mean you can sleep with different women, no problem. You can sleep with any woman in this world, the richest woman in the world. Sleeping with the richest woman in the world and getting married to her and keeping her are two different things, right? Because what you want in a marriage is most likely not what you want from a fling. Because there's shit you have to deal with that I don't think a regular guy wants to. You don't want to marry someone that you're still chasing while you're married. Instead of following your dreams and all those things, they're still having to oh, where is she? What's she doing? Or you don't want all that stuff again. You want to relax. So I think that's where I'll stop. Money is power no matter how you look at it, but the fact that you're a provider doesn't mean you should be abusive and make those demands. True, but I think if you are the provider and you're taking care of that person, then even families, right? The person with the most money, now get more pass. So like
Yes.
it's just you know
who,
like
who has the most money? Now be elder for house.
yeah. So
No decision will be taken without them consulting you.
yeah,
So we can try to beat around the bush as much as possible. Money is a tool, and that tool gives you access, it gives you power, it gives you respect, it gives you many
everything.
things if you know how to deploy it.
And if you know how to attract it also. Do you think maybe poor people stay poor because of how they see money? Maybe like they're hiding their money, they think they'll lose it. I don't know. Like,
I, I I'm very I don't like the term poor because when you look at poor people, more often than not, it's just lack of opportunity. Like that's the truth.
is it?
So most of the time it's lack of opportunity. And this is a thought process I started having recently. And
Mm,
I was talking to Daniel, our mutual friend, like
mm,
2 days ago about this thing. Before I used to dream I used to drum business down everybody's throats. I'm like, you should do business, you should not buy a house, do this, do this, do that. But slowly I'm starting to realize that people are built differently. Some people don't have resilience. It's not a matter of discipline, it's not a matter of training. They just don't have it. And it's natural, it's part of their DNA. And some people have certain things, it's part of their DNA. They have that when you have resilience, it's foundation that you can use to build other skills that will help you attract money. Because I've realized that business is hard.
mm,
It's hard.
mm,
So
mm.
there's no two
Deep
ways
thoughts.
around it. You have to be a certain character type to thrive in business. I don't want to give personal examples, but that's just what I've
You
seen.
have to be. You have to be. You just have to be. And I think the second part is what you call it, visualizing, right? And keeping that picture in your head. The ability to keep that picture in your head. So it's like when let's business and then how you said business is difficult. Business is difficult because you have ups and downs, right? And then the downs be so many and to get to the point where it's very discouraging. But it's that mental picture of where you're heading to that will still keep you going.
Yes.
So I think to break from because the regular person is not thinking like that. So to break into that category, to have the ability to actually visualize something and then use that thing as your anchor to say, okay, this is where I'm headed, and every single thing is just turbulence. Eventually, this plane would land in that place, right? The ability to do that is actually what differentiates most people that become successful in businesses versus the ones who fail. Because if you're flying in a plane and the plane has all this turbulence, do you jump out? No, you're thinking of the airport you would land in, right? And eventually you would land there. So if you think of the process of the business also, it's like similar process. The only difference now is that you can actually jump out if you want to. So having that option to jump out and your ability to say, I don't have an option, I'm going to keep pushing till I
I
get there.
feel like the only way we can drive this point home is to use a personal example, right?
Mm,
Me and Monique, my wife, we have a business, Daydream Darling.
mm,
She's passionate about the business and she loves doing the
mm.
work, but she's afraid to bill people. She has a conscience about billing for her services. And unfortunately, no matter whatever goodwill you want, what keeps a business going is profitability.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. It's a simple principle. You cannot use love and thank you
Monique
and
cannot run
you're
hospital.
awesome to grow your
She cannot
business.
run
You
hospital.
said?
She cannot run
No,
a
she
hospital.
can't. Yes, she will treat everybody for free. She has a good heart, and that's a beautiful thing.
It is.
It's a
But
beautiful
people like
thing
that
to
don't
have.
belong in business.
No, that the difference there is people like that actually belong in business, but they need other people to handle commercials and
Mm,
finance.
yeah.
They should not be doing that. So that's not their strong suits. They are They're creatives, they're dreamers. That's what they should focus on. Those kind of people should not be sending invoices,
Yeah.
right? Then people like us that we have a conscience, but we know we
Can
know
turn
when
it
to
off.
dial it down and dial it up. Because the bigger picture at hand, we can remove emotion from logic. Like we can separate the two. You can be my mother or my father. If you need to pay for the service, you pay for the service. You've consumed this service, pay for it now. It's as simple as that. So it takes a certain personality type to do something like that, because especially when you're dealing with, look, we have to speak from where we're coming from. When you're dealing with Nigerians, right?
Mm.
And a lot of us will encounter that problem. When you're dealing with Nigerians and you're doing business, a lot of Nigerians, and it's how we're programmed. I'm guilty of this as well. We we want free sheets from our friends who are doing businesses, and we don't realize that that is doing the business a huge damage, a huge disservice.
Big one.
You now, who is new in business, you think that giving your friends free service or cheap service, or maybe even cost even service, you're like, oh, it will help me spread word. But no, you're doing yourself a huge disservice, because
Yeah.
people talk. So if I offer you my service or my product for $10 or for free, you will tell Daniel, you will tell Praise. Praise will not expect that same price or that same free service. And then by the time you've done it for 4 or 5 people, you are net negative.
Apart from value it, it's
Your
like devaluing your stuff.
internet is breaking.
Mind? Hold on.
I can hear you now.
Okay. I feel like you're devaluing the product if you do that.
Mhm. You are.
Have you ever tried to buy something and then you see two versions of the thing? And one is say $5, the other one is like $30. And your mind is like, maybe I should buy the one for $30 instead of $5 because you don't trust the cheap
Yes.
one.
Yes. All the time. All the damn time.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Life is very interesting, and that's why I always encourage people to come, to bring us back to topic. I always encourage people to experiment different things, right? There's things you will see, and one of those experiments is running a business. Run a small business. Don't put all your life savings in it, but run a small business that you can use to test, and you will understand people's psychology. You understand people's perspective when you sell them a product.
Mm.
As in, just do that experiment for 2 years, and I promise you, you will come out a different person, regardless of whatever product you're serving or you're selling. Just test it, and you will see that your biggest supporters, your biggest supporters are strangers. The worst thing you want to do is sell to your friends and family, because there's always going to be that prejudice. People, they'll always see you as, Emmanuel, that boy with the mess anyhow, or that boy, they will always see you as Emmanuel. But a stranger is seeing you as who they want to see. They're seeing you as a CEO, they're seeing you as
Yeah.
what you are.
Yeah. Honestly, I remember when we started this Daper thing now that we said, oh, let's get people to share the page and all that stuff. And I said, what's the use? Because, okay, let's even say your friends are your customers. How many friends do you have? Like, if your business is built around your friends, it's not a bad business. It means,
That's not
like,
even a business.
exactly. So, your friends are the least people you should market to. As far as I'm concerned, your friends are irrelevant to the conversation. Only if they would help you market it word of mouth.
No, but you
Then
see,
that's fine.
the mistake there is when you read all those business books, right? They tell you, oh, sell to people near you so you can get feedback. And then you now realize that you will never even get honest feedback from the people around you. They don't want to hurt you. They can't be fully honest with you. So you look like you're going to say something.
Yeah, no, continue. It's same. I think you said already.
No. I want to hear what you have to say.
No, I feel like the ultimate proof of concept is a stranger buying your stuff. Like that's the ultimate proof that okay, this thing is legit. It's not your friends or people that know you buying it. Like you go to your church and then you sell it and they say, "Oh, this is a very good product." Like that's not proof of concept. It's a stranger buying it and leaving a review saying, "Wow, I like this thing you sold to me." Or if the stranger says, "I don't like it," then you know that you have to improve, right?
Yeah. And now, anyways, I feel like now we're doing a business masterclass. We'll come back to it.
Yeah,
Amani,
that's perfect.
you want to make $1 million. It's easy
Legal
now. I don't even know why
or
people still they
illegal,
complain
man.
about being broke. You have two kidney. Wait till they take the second one, do.
Oh
uh,
boy, two
that's it.
kidneys,
That's all
man.
I can say.
God damn.
You don't
Oh
need the
well.
second one.
Go to top
Sell
2.
one kidney, use the money, buy crypto. When the crypto blow, you buy two extra kidney, you can't get three. And then you have change. Unagi. Brain, wisdom.
Unagi, unagi. Oh my god.
Listen to me at your own risk.
For a man, you gotta sell a kidney, turkey.
Uh, mm, I've
Oh
learned I need
boy.
to stop giving advice. I keep saying it because the mistake I make is I think people think like me or people operate like me. And then I'll
Everyone
give
is
them advice
different.
that I will give myself.
Yeah. You
And then
just
it almost never works for them. Then they'll come back. I remember my sister reminds me every time. I gave my younger sister advice one time. She now got fired. She lost her job. She lost her
oh
job. She was crying. She was pained. Even me, I felt bad. But the
what
truth
kind
is,
of what the heck?
I swear, like literally, and in Nigeria, where job, it was a good job. Where job is hard to find. She lost her job. I was like, I will never listen. And I was like, you do yourself well. Don't listen to me. So Amani, please, no listen to me. Oh. All right,
Man,
before
what a
we
man was in
go, I think
Australia.
she's in Australia now.
Why is she saying us in Nigeria?
Now whining.
Okay.
What's the question?
No, she said, but guys, I think us in Nigeria we are sleeping on leather products. So why are foreign brands selling it more than us where it's produced locally?
You're talking about manufacturing. That's a much bigger conversation. Emmanuel, my last question to you.
Hmm.
When can you remember when you got your first big check? So I'll throw out two questions and pick the one that
Big
you
check.
like. So two questions, right? Pick anyone you like. Question one is when did you get your first big check? Or when did you realize, when was the moment you realized that I've made it? I can never be poor again, or I can never be hungry. So that's one. And then the second one is when did you realize you were broke? A moment that you're like,
Guess
I'm poor.
what? Guess what? So the second question, maybe I'll leave it for next time because I can't remember.
Okay.
But surprisingly, one day I was, when you're driving and you just, there's no music, there's nothing, you just think.
Mm-hmm. Can you turn off your Wi-Fi? I think your internet is breaky, breaky.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, they hear you now.
So I realized that I never had the concept of poverty, of being poor. It never occurred to me. And maybe because of being the last child, I have no idea. But I've looked back at my childhood and I can remember I'm like, oh, that was a poor moment. This was a poor moment. But I was never aware of it. Because I kind of had everything I wanted. But I've looked back and I'm like, yeah, but okay, but then we lived in this place, life was like this. But I've just never felt poor in my whole life. So I cannot tell you any moment I thought I was poor. That's the truth.
Yeah.
I
You
know it
you
sounds
you're
strange,
rich
but
now.
I'm not. I'm rich in Jesus' name,
Okay, okay.
obviously.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, I
But when
can't
did you
remember.
realize you had made it? Was there any moment that you realized, fuck, I've come a long way. I've made it. Or you're still on that journey?
I no, I think I remind myself every day, and it's not about even saying, "Oh, I've made it" or anything. I think it's just those moments when I'll call you and I'll be like, "Wow, we're actually lucky to be in Australia," right? It's just those moments. It comes into my head, and I'm like, "Actually, we're in Australia. Like we're doing well. Like we're not suffering." So it's not like I'm saying, "Oh, I've made it. I'm a footballer or something," but like, we're okay. We're good. Like we're fine. Everybody's chilling. Everybody's
Loan.
okay. So yeah. And I think you make it in different ways, right? So it's not about, yeah, you make it in very, very different ways, to be honest. So it's just different glimpses of these things that happen. Sometimes it's financial. I'm just like, oh, actually, I can afford all these things. And I'm like, this is good. And then some days that, like the other day, I was with Prince and I was like, I think I called him and we were talking and I was like, oh, wow, see the friends I have. When I called you and I said I needed a car to use, right? Because my own car had an issue, and then you're like, oh, come and take Monique's car, and then I entered took the car, and I was like, okay. But I know people that don't have that luxury in this country now to call someone and say, hey, I need a car for the next 2 months. Do you have a car to give me? So again, that's like you're rich, right? Like you're not like that's a good thing to have that kind of access, those kind of people around you. So I think it's about being grateful for the regular stuff. When you look well, you find out that you're actually doing very well. Maybe you don't need $1 million in your bank account to say you're rich, right? Because you could be rich with all that money and then mentally you're poor. So I don't know how to quantify these things. But yeah, it's just glimpses
No,
for
no,
me.
it's good to be present, right? Like, and on these are questions that. So I told you about that journal I have that makes me think about things and makes me write. Try and think back to all those moments, and it will be good because your kids will ask you, people will ask you. It's just for you to have for your own keep. You don't have to necessarily share it.
Mm,
And my own it asked me, my journal asked me this question, and it was like, the moment you realized you were far from broke, with many other words. And it was a funny day. It was me and Daniel. We went to Culture Kings. So this was when I started watching basketball and I became like a Lakers fan. So I was
mm.
like, I need to buy a LeBron jersey. So this was, I think, just before they won the 2020 championship.
Atomic Jesse.
Yeah. Guy, we went to Culture King. I picked up the jersey. I checked was in my size. Everything. We're just gisting. And then I took it to the counter. Me and Danny were still gisting. They were like, oh, no, no, I didn't even pay attention to the person. They put the POS thing. I tapped my card. I put it in the bag. I went. Throughout all of this whole process, I did not check the price. All I cared about was, is it my size? Is it LeBron on the back? That's it. So I got home and I was thinking, and I was like, fuck, this is the first time in my life I have gone shopping and money was not a concern. So I had to be present in that moment. I had to thank God. I had to yes,
Yeah.
money is not a concern. I spent $100 and something on singlets. I could never have done that in Lagos, Nigeria. $100 and something on singlets just
You,
because I like basketball.
you
Hey,
spend it on jackets you can wear during winter and summer.
you wear that clothes, tea, and yeah, yeah.
At
See,
this time,
Daniel
you're
will
still
come.
working in Microsoft, Abi?
Yes, no,
Doing, yeah,
2020. I
Microsoft.
think so. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it's still
I was still at
Microsoft now.
Microsoft.
That's
Yeah.
when we sold jerseys.
Yes. That was the period. Yes. And I was like, if something this powerful can evoke this emotion in me, because I'm very cautious with my money. I don't spend money anyhow. But if my love for basketball could make me spend money, that means there are many other people that spend money like this. And then
Yep.
boom, 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 we started jersey business. Crazy stories. Amo,
Don't
with this
call
one, I
IT
hope
if you don't borrow money.
say our people, oh, you people are coming late. See if
Our
any of them
guys,
want to join. Maybe we'll do like 10, 15 minutes. If not, all good. Ike, Daniel, people should jump on. We're talking about money. And I feel like you guys are the perfect people for this conversation.
if they
Let's
join.
give our
Daniel
audience
say
something.
Daniel said Domino's neck.
It doesn't matter if you're in bed. It's just us on the call. There's nobody else. Join and gist with your guys for 10 minutes.
Let me send a request. Then IK. Go live, IK. Daniel will run now.
Big muzzle. Daniel will run away. Daniel, I believe in you.
IK, IK, go there. You say, what is Daniel saying there? This is IK's house. It looks like all those mines places.
Billionaire's house.
You can't see IK.
Onyego.
That's it's fresh.
Onyego. See your glow now.
I beg.
Peanut
When
butter
is the
cream.
container landing?
IQ, you go white in your teeth. And I say your teeth
Which guy talk?
white normally.
Which guy talk with that one?
Goodness
I
graciously.
think I see months ago online. I just listen to now because of the tag. So I've been here for a while.
Oh yeah. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? What do you feel you can add to the conversation?
No, not really. It's opinions. Everyone has their opinion. So yeah. Topics like this it's typically based on opinion, people's experiences and where they're coming from, how they see it. And so pretty much respect every opinion that has been shared, both the ones that were written online as well. I've been reading the chat and also listening to Momsi and yourself, so it's all good.
So what's your relationship with money?
Very toxic. Very toxic. I mean, yeah, I think money is very fundamental to our existence, basically, because even as a man, and yeah, I think that's what dictates your status and all that, what you can do. For me, basically, my relationship with money just means freedom, basically. So I like my time. I like being able to get what I do with my time. Only money can guarantee that for you. So yeah, and most of us are selling time for money. Basically, that's what it is. When you say you're doing a 9 to 5 or whatever job you're doing, basically you're selling time for money. So yeah, just look at it. Yeah, that's what it is. Just make the best use of your time. Get the best value for your time, basically.
I like that.
So IK, you move now to another place.
So yeah,
I don't know now.
what
I saw your Instagram today.
I'm always on the move now. Normally. I'm always on the move.
But now they chop my money.
Oh, that's good. But
Daniel, what did they say she called me?
Daniel, they fear. And Daniel used to be an advocate for Daper before, but now I don't know why Daniel they fear jump online. He's afraid they'll
Daniel
get cancer.
created the name Daper. Who created it?
He's shy. He's camera shy.
I think that's an excuse. Daniel, not the shame.
Not shy. Well, guys, let's wrap this shit up, man. Let's go and sleep. See, I guess
is there last one, right? I just want to get something. Was there any moment that you realized you were broke? Do you have like a broke story?
Broke. Well, anybody that knows me knows that I'm very cautious with. But like I've never, all my life, I've always been. I have this. I've always tried not to be in a position where I don't have. So I try to live within my means, and I've not really had a broke story. Like I'm fortunate enough to come from a family that could provide my basic needs and all that. And yeah, if I'm looking back at my journey in life as well, I got a job I was still in uni when I got my first job in the oil and gas industry in Nigeria. So before I graduated, so I've never really been out of money per se. I studied with scholarships and all that. Even in uni, MTN was paying me like 200K when I was still in university. So
Now, why you
I've
dey
always
different?
had access
Yeah.
to resources basically. So you know that's why I'm quite cautious of how I'm quite big on investment and all that because I didn't know a lot about investment when I was back in Nigeria because finance is not being taught basically. So some of that money didn't go as planned as I would have liked it to be. So that's why, yeah, moving forward, I try to, make my money work for me, basically. Even if it means taking more risk, losing money, learning from my mistakes, and moving on. So,
Straight up.
but then if you rephrase the question and say, when did I realize I've actually made it? I think, um, I would say, basically, because when I came to Australia as well, I was also on a scholarship, so I didn't work much. So when I looked at my tax and I pay more tax than my income in my first year in Australia, so I'm like, yeah, that that's crazy. So yeah, um, and then you look at the basic things, some of the basic things in life, some of the things you wish you could just. I can just basically wake up and go to any place I want to be. Like that like you said that with the JC story and all that, like money is not a problem. You can actually afford to live the life you want to live. It's a question of do you want to do that or not. So I mean,
But
yeah.
I'm just beginning to realize that this question Adams asked and the response I gave, I'm just thinking now, there's so many poor moments in my life. And I'm just
Yes.
realizing that
Ah,
poverty is a state of mind.
I even thought you would give. Remember when you will go on dates that you will message me or I'll message you, I need $30. I need $20.
Yes,
We'll go and be
yes,
eating $5 Hungry Jack's
yeah,
food. I've drank water in a train station because I did not want to use $4 to buy bottled
yeah.
water. I went to the toilet to drink water there.
But
But
Okay.
but I love that I have these stories.
but but surprisingly, right? I still did not feel poor. That's the crazy part. Even when you said, okay, what's the food to eat? And I said, let's go buy Hungry Jacks, and it's like $5 or so. And honestly, I thought we were eating very good food at that time.
Guy, then any food more than $6 was expensive. I remember the first time I bought $16 lunch. I was like, $16 lunch, I've arrived. I've arrived, Daddy.
Did you check their what do you call it? Hungry Jacks now have one app that you can also get free stuff. You spin the wheel or something, and they don't give you free stuff. You now go and claim the burger in the restaurant.
Now
Okay.
that was like some poverty.
No,
Some
as it
poverty food.
But the crazy thing is that yeah, poverty is a state of mind. I swear
is
to
a
Yeah,
state of
that's
God,
good.
mind.
it's your state of mind. Because if we thought we were poor, I don't think we would have ever come out of that. Yeah, yes, actually.
No,
This
I
particular
never saw
topic.
it as a problem.
This particular
Because
topic
now I'm looking
requires
back and I'm like, why
Daniel
was I
Daniel
eating
to
Hungry
be here.
Jacks? Eh?
This particular topic requires Daniel to come and share his experience. He shouldn't just be a keyboard warrior. He should come here and
ah, no, we've tried. I
Just,
remember there was
just
one day,
Hungry Jacks.
there was one day, there was one day I went on a date, and then this girl was just ordering cocktails. And it wasn't like anything crazy, as in, but my body was just scratching me. She ordered this, that. And then the waiter now came and told us that, sorry, we don't do split bills or something. He was not, I swear. And then she was like, oh, don't worry, he'll take care of the bill. And I was like, okay. And this was still early days. So I remember the bill was $86. It wasn't anything crazy. $86. I can't remember what I had. I had maybe 60 something or so. I had to call Emmanuel. Like, Emmanuel, I beg, send me $20. No, 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 no. Like, literally, it was that. Like, I went to the toilet. You see all those things we see in movies and skits where people are, bruh, my card for decline. Literally, I had no money. So
God.
when we talk about love and money, right? This is the things we don't tell young people. I had no business going on dates in that period of my life.
Yeah.
I should have been solely focused on building my wealth and doing better with myself. I had no business going on dates. It was after that I was like, you know what? Fuck all this date thing. I know they go anywhere. I did my house. If you want to see me, come and see me in my house. We'll eat Indomie together. Literally, because you're putting
Egg.
yourself in situations that you're not ready for,
Yeah.
that are out of your control. I
Poverty.
really agree with you. We haven't gone to Hungry Jack since our age started with 3. I haven't been back since. But things start to change when your age is 3. You see life differently.
Very different. When the knees.
Hey, ah, yeah. You appreciate those younger days. Come on,
So
Ike, thank you for jumping on, man. Is
No
there
worries,
anything
bro.
you want to say in closing out?
No, not really. Not really. Yeah, it's good to always have this reflection on where we are and where we are now, and possibly where we want to be in the next couple of years. So it's a form of the whole part of the whole gratitude mentality and all that. So you appreciate it, even like Emmanuel said, even the mere fact that you are in Australia, like you're better off, you're like top 1% in the world global population. So sometimes you compare yourself with other people, but yeah, it's best to compare yourself with where you were before. Just try to be grateful for that, and yeah, and give back when you can.
yeah,
Absolutely. That's very, very important. Give back. Not even when you can. Like sometimes we wait till we have enough money to want to give back, but then we feel on old. It
Mm.
doesn't
mm,
take much to change someone's life in Nigeria or all these, poor countries. $100 is a big deal to them.
very big.
It's a huge deal. So yeah, let's give back. All right. Thank you, gents. It's been another wonderful one. And to our 3 remaining viewers, we love you so much. We'll do giveaway next time. So all those people they watch one day, Daper will do giveaway and we'll reward those loyal people. We'll
Big
change
giveaway.
your life.
All right, guys.
Mwah, mwah.
Good night.
Goodbye.